Alright, welcome back. Last up. Gonna need some orange.
Opening up with a nice baseline.
Last time, we, showed off this big area here. Even though we didn't say much about it.
And I see Zip wants you to go halfway across the map again, only so you can go back.
I don't think we're gonna go back this time.
Okay.
There's a lot of... this is a big area. This is why this video is 26 minutes. It's because I'm going to be doing every single challenge mission in this area in this video, hopefully.
In hopes of 100%ing, but that never really happened.
I actually won't. Even if I'm not 100%ing a level, I'll do all the challenge missions anyway. There's no reason not to.
Yeah.
100%ing is more about collecting everything, all the trees, all the radians, all the buildings.
Fair enough.
Again, I'll be trying to do that for this too. It's just annoying, to say the least.
Oh, there's the monkey organ.
It's actually a clavier.
Oh.
The organ
okay.
is yellow.
Yeah, okay. Well, it's...
Is it the yellow? I forget.
I know we're here in a moment, I think. Well, not if you paint the same buildings. Oh.
Ziff wanted to go into the rooftops, but he let us here. I don't think this is quite the rooftops. If I can jump up to them like this.
So, some of you actually may be wondering, like, in a previous video I mentioned, whoa, there's a lot of them. But so, I did mention, like, I have played instruments and toyed around with them, and that's just because one of the schools I went to had a awesome music room. They even had a grand piano and everything.
Most schools I know of have, like, grand pianos and things like that. It's fairly standard.
Well, not here in Denmark. That's actually pretty rare.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Most of them don't even have, like, music room.
Anyway, the offensive missions in this game aren't too bad. Most of the time you can get away with just holding Z and mashing A, and releasing Z and mashing A, and holding Z and mashing A. And by mashing A, I mean waggle. I don't know why I said A.
Okay, maybe you got more Zelda on your mind, trying to kill more fuel? Well, there was some talk about A pushing and waggling, so, you know, that's all I can think of. I mean, that has got to do some permanent psychological damage eventually.
You realize by the time this video actually goes up, it's going to be like 3 years after I actually did that.
Oh, look, somebody's got to break your LP cannon somehow.
This is actually, so let me just say this is a really annoying challenge mission. I have to find a billboard, and the way you paint this billboard is...
Oh, I see.
The camera doesn't make it quite friendly here.
Yeah. I'm starting to actually recall the entire layout of this area now that I've, you know, started to see, like, the buildings in the background and stuff. Yeah, I actually do remember some of these particular Z jumps. Oh no, time. Oh, and it just...
You actually don't lose life.
Okay, you don't lose life, so,
It's just for battle. Also, we haven't really have any environmental hazards. And that's actually that's a bad thing to say. We have ink, but I guess what I meant was like falling off the world. That hasn't been possible. It's gonna start being possible soon.
Oh.
Where you...
Yeah, that'll probably kill you then.
It will. I'll say that.
I'd imagine that will make 100%ing a little bit more tricky if you gotta paint everything and not fall off the edge of the world and die.
Well, no, I mean, falling off the edge of the world just kills you. It doesn't, like, won't restart the level.
No, but you know what I mean, like, you only have so many lives that you can mess around with.
Right.
So, if you screw up too much, you're kind of dead.
Will I make it? Will I paint this billboard for the second time?
Of course you will.
Of course I will.
Eventually. But not this time, though. For now, he's just gonna facepalm a little.
You also might notice that when you fail a challenge, the world doesn't really get reset. You get reset to the color you were when you started the challenge, but the world stays the same, which means that if you if you get like everything except one building, and you restart a challenge, you only have to do that one building.
That's kind of weird, but, you know, handy at the same time.
Also, all the challenge, like it says challenge complete, got it in one. As far as I'm aware, that's just for bragging rights. You don't, like, get less time or anything when you lose challenge multiple times. Besides the time you lost, if you understand.
Yeah.
It doesn't, like, give you 30 seconds instead of 60. It's just bragging rights.
Right. Yeah. Also, I've noticed that you're pretty low on time. You got 10 minutes, whereas the previous level you were at. I guess at this point you were up like 20 minutes, 30 minutes about.
Yep. They start giving you more and more things to do and less time to do it. I mean, time isn't really going to be a big issue in a lot of cases. It's usually they'll give you enough clocks and everything, so you'll be more than happy with whatever you do. It's just a slight barrier. And
okay, from up there, I thought you were gonna do you had to like slide across the.
Yeah, I was gonna say if you're a moron, you would do that. If you're smart, you would get on top of the buildings like I'm doing here.
I was about to say that's gonna be a tricky jump, but no, I guess you proved me wrong.
And this is where braking, as I mentioned, really comes in handy. Since you're gonna do a lot of tricky jumps on slopes, if you get stuck to a wall or something, you need a quick way to be able to jump again without, like, jumping off the wall and landing right in the ink. So braking is really a fundamental thing, even though it seems like an afterthought or a weird operation you'll never get to use. Also, I'm not sure I'm going to be able to make it here. Yeah.
No, doesn't look like it.
Man, I'm not doing very good at this game.
I've seen worse. Not this game in particular, but just in general. I mean, like, I did not know this game existed until you did a stream with it.
By the way, here's the time where I got in the gutter. It's not very penalty-ing.
Oh. Not very penalty-ing. Those are words.
The camera isn't very friendly with this set of jumps.
No, and... Oh, no. Oh no, the music's getting muted.
And it goes back to the first event, which is the beginning of the game, style music. It's unfortunate. We don't have, like, the hordes or anything anymore. Like...
Hey,
I got it.
challenge completed, even though you repainted them white again.
I got it. That's all I care about. I was a bit dire in time, so it's like, okay, I'm gonna try the risky strat. I got it. Cool.
Yeah. Free the people and win them to our cause. Lady, I don't really think you need to win them to your cause. I'm pretty sure they'll willingly go to your cause. Like, just...
I'm not sure that red is associated with a revolutionary.
No.
That's not what the history tells us about being red.
No, not if you're going in that direction.
Mind the sudden audio, video pickup. My capture card isn't very good, and it will do things like that occasionally.
Didn't really bother me, but maybe it'll bother some people out there. Who knows?
Apologies. It's a thing that happens. That's all.
Huzzah! This is like the best section. This red painting corner.
Why is it the best section?
All the saxophone. As you can hear, I'm a big fan of the saxophone.
I've noticed.
I just really like brass instruments. They sound so good. Huh.
I like every instrument. It's not like I don't have
I
a
like
favorite.
some better than others.
Although I really want the ooh-la-las to come back. Remember those? I miss those.
I remember those.
I miss those.
Yeah.
A tiny bit.
I'm sure we'll get back to them sooner or later. That is assuming they use them again. Gosh, this the downtown, while it is colorful from being painted, it does look a little slummy. At least that one little corner there with all the tires just thrown in, strewn apart in that park, or whatever it was supposed to be.
It is a downtown. That's actually all I'm going to say. it is a downtown. I like that they can build a downtown and you can say, oh, it looks slummy. That's indicative of something, and I think some form of quality. I'm not sure if it's what it is, but just pointing it out.
As you can see, some of the buildings are dilapidated and boarded up and stuff, for example. I don't know if people have noticed that, but I've certainly noticed it. And you actually haven't really gained any time. You've gained 1 minute since I last looked at the clock.
I mean, we're staying even.
Yeah,
if you can do that, you're not really in a big cause for concern.
Keep passing that clock up there. My OCD is just screaming at you.
And you can see that we've still got plenty of challenges to do. We're not done with this section. And we're not going to be done with it for a little while.
Alright. That is a very fat horse. I was just looking at the statue. So I'm wondering, do they also put all the critters and animals in little suits to get rid of their color?
Yes.
Okay. So they're in cahoots with Dr. Robotnik? Or Eggman, I should say.
Maybe? Who knows? I don't think suits are, like, patented by Dr. Robotnik. So, like
No, but he takes little critter animals and puts them in robots. It's
but
kind
I
of
don't
like a
think he's
suit.
the only person to do that. He is a person to do that, yes. But,
Well, maybe they have a partnership going.
like, they're afraid of somebody suing them.
Well,
Also, we got that
I'm
transform.
thinking more like a sponsor.
Sorry, I'm going to
Yeah,
say
the
something about the game for a minute, if you don't mind.
No, go for it.
Since we've got that transform, you can notice that there's other subtle effects that can clear it up. As we said, like there's that ink. Remember how in the first level, the ink got cleared up when we got the transform? That's going to be a standard effect. There's going to be several things that are going to get rid of ink in a way. Transform's certainly going to be a big part of one.
Yeah. Also makes it a bit easier to paint the buildings now that you won't unpaint them.
You might have noticed that this is sort of an interesting painting challenge. We have to paint pretty much all the buildings around here, all the high-rises in specific colors.
But the buildings in the center, the gooey center, are supposed to be green, I've noticed.
That's some point. There's these little corners or sections, and you have to paint them certain colors. And they actually require you painting them every color of the rainbow too.
Oh, I remember this spot. I remember in the live stream you had troubles
Let's
with the
leave
Z-jumps.
it for later.
No, I was just saying you had troubles with the Z-jumps.
You're gonna have plenty of time to talk about that.
I'll wait till if it actually becomes a thing.
You wait. Just
Oh no, it's gonna become a thing, isn't it?
Alright, here I have to paint these buildings green.
And presto.
There we go, and while I'm here I might as well take the opportunity to paint these buildings. Since I know that I'll never get around to them later.
I'm just gonna say it now. Dish could not figure out how to get those pipes underneath there, and he spent literally 20 minutes trying to do it.
You might be misremembering the time a bit. I think it was more
Maybe
like
a bit, but
5.
it certainly felt like it certainly
probably
felt like 20.
Like 20, but no, it was more
Yeah.
like 5. We've got a new texture as well to paint with.
And okay, well, new textures are always nice.
They're gonna start hiding the styles a bit more. You have to search them out a bit more. They're never really that far from plain sight.
Yeah, well, it's about just looking around the corner and taking a look and seeing what goes on, what goes bump in the night. Oh wow, that's.
Can you figure out the puzzle?
Yeah, I can figure out the puzzle. It's called jumping.
There you go.
Yeah, I remember that one section with the pipes. I was trying to tell you how to get to those pipes several times, and
Yeah, I'm not very. I think I just didn't see the pipes or something. I didn't. See
and you were completely misunderstanding everything I was saying. Misinterpreting, I should say. Oh, that one's guarded. But I don't think they're going to be a problem.
We won't be getting to that one yet. We have a lot more to do still before we open the gate that leads to that transform.
Open the gates to Hades. You can see the little bars filling up with green instead of yellow.
That meter is a progress meter, but you'll never really care about it because you'll always have more than enough anyway.
Yeah. Well, I guess unless you're trying to speedrun. But it shouldn't be that hard to speedrun. So
I guess
you
it could
need
help
all
you
the
build
yellow
a
paint.
route or something like that. Maybe.
Oh, football. And a giant goal.
Excuse me, that's clearly soccer.
Well, yeah. No, that's what you Americans call it. But, you know,
Yes,
football
that's what we do
came
call it.
before... But football came, you know, it was a thing before hand egg was a thing.
Hand egg.
See, if you're gonna call football soccer, then I'm gonna call American football hand egg. Because that is what it is. You don't actually use your feet
You
with the ball.
do!
No, you don't. You just carry it around and try to look big and intimidating and mash into other
Do you
people.
not know, like, the kick is not a major part of the game, but it is a part of the game. That
It's
sort
just-
of field
it's-
goal.
Eh,
And there's also the kick that you do when you start off a
the
play.
kickoff. No, it's not real football though. Unlike in proper football, what you guys call soccer, you use your feet the entire time. If you use your hands, you get penalized, or I should say penalized. Is that the right word?
Either or.
Yeah. Okay.
By the way, that
No,
was the
actually-
end of level.
Okay. But though, actually, I don't really care about sports. Sports are dumb, in my opinion. Sports are really dumb in Europe because people get very angry about it in Europe. There's the you know how bad you've heard of football hooligans, right?
No?
Okay, so it is a European concept because in America, even though there's opposing American football teams, they're pretty chill with each other. Here in Europe, when it comes to soccer, they have to segregate the audience. You know, one half of the stadium for this team, one half for the other team, because otherwise there are people who are, you know, just completely nuts with this and will attempt to kill one another. It's kind of scary. England, as far as I understand, is the worst when it comes to football hooliganism. And I think the Dutch are on a second place. I do remember that having read a few times in the newspapers. I mean, it doesn't happen very often, very rare, because they pretty much have it under control at this point. But as a kid, I do remember hearing on the radio that in some cases they have killed each other.
Ouch.
Yeah, that they like if you're a football fan in Denmark, the best are just basically in most places in Europe, and I'm talking about soccer here, not American football. Don't go announcing what team you have, or people will pretty much look down on you because you don't like their team and just be general assholes to you. And if you rub in their face that your team won over theirs and they're rivaling teams, you're most likely going to lose a couple of teeth.
By the way, I'm just pointing out, you might want to say a few words now. You know what
All right.
challenge mission this is.
Yep. No, actually, wait, I don't.
You weren't paying attention to it.
No, I don't seem to recall this challenge mission at all, actually. That has nothing to do with not paying attention.
You weren't paying.
My
you
mind.
You certainly know which one this is. If you were paying
No.
attention.
My memory is drawing a blank.
You'll figure it out soon enough, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe. Maybe not. Who knows?
Maybe. Who knows? Like, you picked up a challenge mission, and I'm seeing nothing to paint, and it's... Oh, right. It's this one. Right. It's just that you picked it up in a different spot, and then yes. Now I actually remember it. Wow, that looks grim. And foreboding. Yes, this was one of the spots where Dish had problems. I do believe it's where I told you to only take 2 Z-jumps, drop down to a certain point, and then go on from there, but you were taking the Z-jumps all the way through.
Nope,
And
I mean,
wondering
that's
what I
not
was
how we
talking
saw this one. Maybe we did it originally differently when we first did this, but you solve it actually differently. And I'm very dumb for not figuring it out immediately. Here I am trying to figure out what the hell that button does, and I still don't know, actually.
Alright.
Trying to use the compass to figure out where I'm supposed to go, and see me trying to use the first-person mode.
Alright.
Oh, there's the billboard up there.
Oh, right, the billboard one, yeah.
Did you really not?
I thought it was painting a building thing. Yeah, no, I had forgotten that it was actually billboards.
As I said, if you were paying attention to when Artie was talking about billboards, you would have known.
I never pay attention to when they talk almost ever.
That's what I said.
Because you
said
skip
do
by
pay
them so
attention.
fast.
Hey.
It's because you skip by it so fast. I actually read very slowly.
I don't know what I was trying to do there. I'll just say that.
There we go. Oh, yeah, you're roughly breaking even with the time, though. You gained a bit more. Slowly inching your way up. Paint them orange forever. I don't think they'll be painted forever, though.
Yeah, I've already completed that mission, so, thanks. Just get these inkies here, and, this will be it for this section before we go on to, the gate.
That makes sense.
Oh, nope. I don't really understand these offense missions because...
Yeah, they seem pretty easy.
Not only
Just,
that,
you
but
know-
they seem a bit contrived because,
Yeah.
like, Biff is in cahoots or something with Inkies, because as soon as he finishes talking, they smash down on.
Well, maybe they just, I don't know. You seem to be getting pretty friendly with that ball there.
I'm just showing off that it's actually physics, as opposed to this ball up here, which is a static animation. So, having a bit of fun with that.
Okay. I must say I'm really enjoying the music of this level. It's
You will
like-
enjoy the music for every single level.
no, it's just like for me, it's been progressively getting better, the music, but that's just because it's going like from something I like to something I like better in terms of music styles.
To be honest, I'm actually really impressed that they managed to do the whole dynamic music thing with live instruments.
Yeah.
Because other game developers in the past have said, we really want to do dynamic music, and we really want to do live instruments, but we really can't do them both. And here's this tiny Australian studio with literally no resources from THQ doing it all themselves. And that's just like... Other game developers, you have lots more resources than these guys. They're kicking your butts with it.
Oh yeah, definitely. Well, I guess it's all about having the people who can figure out how to organize this and to sort of streamline the process to the point where it doesn't get cluttered or confusing. So it's more manageable, if you know what I mean. Because I can imagine, like, it would be a horrible mess if you didn't have some way to organize it properly, I should say.
Also, for these marker flares, it's very clear that they want us to, like, do some jumps on the side of the buildings. The hitboxes on them are huge, so, you can just, like, barely touch the marker flares, and it will work properly.
Yeah.
Sort of convenient.
I guess.
I'm not sure where Zip was trying to lead us. It may have been, like, a challenge mission that we already beaten or something.
Perhaps, or maybe it was just, let's have a Zip challenge mission right here. Well, I guess we'll show them around the corner.
Just make sure I ping these guys before I do anything. I'll regret
Paint every little single thing. My God.
Yeah, I thought I could 100% this level. Spoiler alert, I won't. If it wasn't obvious already. It was obvious. But, next time... See ya.
Laters.